Hello, it's Sherry here from What Children Really Want. Are you ready for a fairy tale? This is an audio story, which will mean you won't see any pictures, just a nice screen. So if you like, you can just close your eyes and listen as you soak in the story of Lazy Jack. Lazy Jack. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Jack. He lived with his mother in a small cottage in the middle of a field. They were very poor, and Jack's mother earned her living by spinning wool. But Jack was very lazy, and in summer he did nothing but lie in the sun, and in winter sit by the fireplace. He was therefore nicknamed Lazy Jack. One day his mother could stand it no longer and told him that if he did not begin to work for his food, she would throw him out of the cottage and he would have to earn his living as best as he could on his own. So the next day, Jack went out and worked for the neighbouring farmer for 1 penny. But when he was coming home, as he had never had money before, he lost the penny while crossing a stream. His mother was very angry and told him he should have put it in his pocket. "I'll do that next time," answered Jack. The next day, the farmer told Jack that for a day's work he could give him a jar of milk. Jack took the jar and tried to squeeze it into the pocket of his jacket, spilling all the milk long before he reached home. "You crazy boy!" shouted his mother. "You should have carried it on your head." "I'll do that next time," Jack replied. The following day, the farmer agreed to give Jack some butter for his work. In the evening, he took the butter and put it on his head. It had been a hot day, and the butter melted, and when Jack got home, his hair was full of it. "You crazy, crazy boy!" his mother shouted. "You should have carried it in your hand." "I'll remember that next time," said Jack. The next day, the farmer gave Jack a puppy for all his work. On the way home, Jack carried the puppy in his hand. But after a while, the puppy began to struggle, and Jack was forced to let it go, and it ran away. His mother was furious. "You should have put it on a lead and pulled it along behind you," she said. "I'll do that next time," answered Jack. The next day, after work, the farmer rewarded Jack with fried chicken drumsticks. Jack tied some string around the chicken drumsticks and dragged them along behind him. When he reached home, the meat was absolutely ruined. "You nincompoop!" yelled his mother. "That meat should have been carried on your shoulder." "All right, mother, I'll do that next time," replied Jack. The following day, the farmer was very pleased with Jack and gave him a donkey. Jack remembered what his mother had said, and he lifted the donkey onto his shoulder. On his way home, Jack passed the house of a very rich businessman who had a lovely daughter. Unfortunately, she was unable to speak. The doctors had said that she would never be able to speak unless someone or something made her laugh. As it happened, she was just looking out of the window when Jack walked by with the donkey on his shoulder. This was such a funny sight that she burst out laughing. And immediately she was able to speak. Her father was so happy that he called Jack over and said that he would make him a very rich gentleman and his mother a very rich woman if Jack agreed to come by the house as often as he could and make his daughter laugh. Jack was overjoyed. It was the easiest job he could have wished for. Thank you for joining Storytime with Sherry. See you in the next video.